Good morning. Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm here today at the United Church of Christ talking to Scott Cunningham about his garden. This is beautiful. It must be like a labor of love.
So it's a labor of love. It's a ministry for the whole community. So we're in our third year, in our third revision of the garden. So it just keeps on giving.
Okay, what are we planting here?
So right here we have about 3 different kinds of larger sandwich tomatoes. We've got beefsteak, champion, and early girl. We also have a variety of cherry tomatoes. We have some squash over to the left, some red cabbage, some peppers, some celery, some basil, and potatoes going right now.
How long have you been doing this?
This is our third year doing the garden here, and every year we've expanded it. The late Rex Rutledge, a community member, he was our food pantry director when I came to the church 4 years ago, and Rex wanted to revamp the image of the food pantry. So he wanted to be more of a family, welcoming hospitality to make people feel that they were part of the family when they came in. So Rex's idea, besides the compassion part of it, was wanting people to have fresh produce. So as a member of the church, he talked to me with my background's in revitalization. So he said, Pastor Scott, what can we do? And we came up with this, and every year it gets larger and larger. So right now we're at 900 pounds of fresh produce as of today for our community, and we're planning on doing a fall and winter garden as well. So we are seeing, this is my 6th or 7th month as the BCS Food Pantry Director, but my 4th year working in the BCS Food Pantry. With the pandemic, we have seen an increase, probably about 100, 150 families. The biggest need overall, regardless of the pandemic, is a need for fresh produce at a reasonable amount of price. Now here it's free. The last 4 weeks we have been, whatever we offer, we give to the community as well. So we've been giving away about 4 industrial carts worth of fresh produce for the whole community if they want to stop by. So it's a bumper crop. So, but we'll never turn a family away for giving them, besides fresh produce, but whatever their toiletry needs or their hunger issues. So everything that we have here, well, almost everything, about 80% is from Westinghouse. So they gave us a deep discount to help feed the many people in our community. So we are very thankful for them, and we are going to give them a running total of how much we have produced from their generosity. So the difference between, this is our first generation one that was built for large capacity, mostly because that's the only one we had. It's a little bit more open aired. Right now it's getting really piled up. We just had a picking day yesterday. This one kind of breaks it down because of the heat. It's trapped in there, so it breaks down faster. And there's 2 black ones that also, with the black heat, get turned over quite well. So about a bottom third of this one, this large one, is already compost. Okay. So we need to turn over the rest to kind of mix it in. So we have a roof right over here. This is our church garage that's covered in Tyvek, so that's got a nice barrier between the roof shingles. So it goes off into our gutter, which has a filter on it, and then it runs down into our big IBC tote that's been cleaned out, and that's got another filter on it. So that will hold 275 gallons of rainwater, and then we fill those rainwater barrels around the garden, and then we've got various other rain barrels around. So we've got about a 650 gallon capacity of rainwater, which gets us about 2 weeks of rainwater when it's a drought. I'll tell you, the first year we did this was kind of a new idea, trying to pitch it to the church and to the community. So I showed about 24 cubic yards of topsoil by myself just to get the idea going. But since then, it's been a labor of love. We've worked on being smarter, not harder. So with the rain barrel system now and off the roof, and we have the very little waste. All the produce that we get goes into compost. If we have meat or something that's gone bad or bread, we give it to some local farm animals. So there's very little waste besides boxes, which is mostly recycled. Food pantry system is it's ecumenical, so meaning a lot of churches in Oak Harbor. So about half our volunteers, about 6 or 7 of them right now, are from various churches like St. Boniface, St. John's, Lutheran, St. Paul, UCC, and so the other half are don't affiliate with the church. But the whole idea of the food pantry with the volunteers is that it's community-based. So we want people that know their neighbors, that they can relate to them. It's not only meeting their food needs, but also their kind of human interaction, community building. So we have lots of flowers spread out, little flower arrangements for our pollinator friends. We have honeybees in our garden as well as ladybugs and monarchs. So this year, besides having them in various beds, we also have a special kind of triangular bed that's just for our pollinator friends that benefit the growing season. We've got our drip system connected to our rain barrels. So it's simply as turning it on the rain barrel faucet and it goes right to the roots of the plant. So it saves a lot of time and water. Yes, we used to have some army worms that ate all my Brussels sprouts my first year. But since then, between the bees, we have a couple wasps that you might see around. But we keep rabbits away. You'll see there's no fencing around here. So we keep our rabbits and mice and stuff away by putting down, say, some coyote urine around the perimeter of the garden. And then we don't use anything on our plants. So we had a cedar tree on the garden property. We have decided to cut that down to make room for a third stage of our or a fourth stage of our garden, which will be more of a community space. It will be a perennial and annual flower garden, a kind of meditation place. So the logs were there, we're using them to make cedar benches, and we're looking at the idea of having those as memorials for people in the community, people like Rex Rutledge, who have been kind of the fore-founder of this project. So what we like to do with the community, our interaction is to help people that want to start learning how to grow or being part of a community process, whether they like gardening or we want it to be kind of a learning lab. So one of the projects we're working on is for next year is to teach how to grow tomatoes or herbs in your space. And we're also looking for the community to have some more raised beds just for the community, that they can come and pick out their own plot and plant whatever they would like. We've had a remarkable amount of youth from the high school that are not church members. More recently, we've had 2 or 3 little boys who said that they would like to help out. So they've been weeding for us. They've been pulling out some of the old plants as we get ready for fall. But they've never seen a tomato come off the vine. They've never seen corn grown inside town limits. So they've been fascinated and looking for new ways that they can have fresh produce, that's edible other than field corn. So what we're looking to do for one of our additional phases to make this place more of a garden-friendly, or a community-friendly place. So we talked about putting a gazebo up, because we're kind of looking at an alley, but it'll be a place to overlook the garden with our flowers that are over there. And plus we talked about from the walnut trees in front, making a path that comes right back here. That's kind of our vision, to make it more of a community space rather than a church space. So it can be a place where young people can come and invite their families once we have additional beds for them, but also take in the beauty and have a piece to get away from the traffic.
Well, thank you very much for talking with us.
We appreciate it. Thank you for coming to here and talk about what amazing things are going on in the Oak Harbor community.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.